Thank you, Kimberly. Our next honoree this evening is veteran Chris Boyer. Chris is this year's recipient of the Captain Kevin J. Smith Award. Named in honor of Captain Kevin J. Smith, who was killed in action on December 8, 2005 in Baghdad when an IED detonated near his Humvee. This award recognizes an outstanding present or past service member who has served in post-Desert Storm, who has inspired the lives of others by overcoming adversity. Chris served in the front lines of Desert Storm in the 2nd Battalion, 12th Marine Regiment. His battery took out an enemy battalion after they had been attacked in open desert enemy territory. Let's take a look at Chris's story.
I always knew that I was going to be in the military. I enlisted January of '89. When Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, we were then deployed to Saudi Arabia. We were pretty much on the front lines the whole time. As the situation progressed, we kept getting closer and closer. Then when the air war kicked off, we took some incoming rocket fire from an enemy rocket battalion. You know, it was like having 15 different emotions all at once, cranked up full amp. Really what you tried to stay focused on was doing your job, not messing up, looking out for the guys, your Marines to the left and to the right. But the things going on around you, the tank battles and the oil fires, and we went on multiple artillery raids, and your greatest fear is making a mistake and getting another man killed. At no point did the thought ever cross my mind that I would be affected emotionally for the rest of my life. Some of the most common signs that I had: anger, depression, anxiety, hypervigilance. You know, I always know where all the exits and doors and windows are, and you're watching everybody in a room, always with your back to the wall so you can see the entire room and check everything out. Every night, sleep with a weapon. The effect that PTSD has on family and relationships, on jobs, on all that stuff is really dysfunctional. Well, I've had over 20 jobs in the last 26 years. So you just learn how to deal with stuff. But I never really sought treatment for it until nearly 10 years ago. And that's when I started going to the VA for all my medical care. Life since treatment is night and day different. And it's still a daily thing, but now I know what to do or what not to do also. One of the tools that works for me personally has changed my life since I started coming here 2 years ago is Eagle's Nest Ranch.
We are a 501c3 horse ranch ministry, and we use horses to help people soar above adversity. We serve the military community through our Healing Horses for the Armed Forces program. As big as they are, they can still reduce people's stress and anxiety because they're very peaceful animals. They're all watch for what might be threats of danger. The combat veteran, they can relate to that, and they can understand when a horse sees something new come into their environment that might make them afraid for the moment, but then they calm right down.
It's carried over into my everyday life coming here to the ranch by relieving my stress, relieving my anxiety. It's some of my most potent medicine.
Chris has been coming out for more than 2 years now. From what I met him in the beginning to what I see in him now, I think he's much more relaxed. We are a grant recipient of Veterans Passport to Hope. We don't charge for our services, and so we don't have an income coming in, so we rely on people's donations and grant applications.
VP2H has helped me personally in a few different ways. I've been doing some speaking events, and you know, every time I tell my story, it helps me. People should support VP2H because it works. It's a local organization that exists with the sole purpose for helping the local veteran community. Biggest misunderstanding in society about PTSD is people probably think that we're these crazy, dysfunctional, wild people. We're your neighbors, we're your coworkers. We're next to you in traffic every day. We're in line with you at the grocery store. We're just regular people in society trying to get through every day with a little extra weight on our back. I feel blessed and so lucky to be in a position to where I'm able to help my brothers and sisters.
You know, I look forward to this year every night. It brings me a lot of passion and joy to see all the good that we're bringing to the veteran community through our beneficiaries and the work that they're doing. So just wanted to get that out. I'm feeling it. For selflessly contributing to his community, to other veterans by sharing his struggles with PTSD, ladies and gentlemen, our 2018 Captain Kevin J. Smith Award recipient, Mr. Chris Boyer.
Hoorah. Thank you all so much for coming. I'd like to start with a question. What is a veteran? One definition reads, a person who wrote a blank check to the United States for an amount up to and including their life. Captain Kevin J. Smith embodies this statement. 2005 in Baghdad, Lieutenant Smith, Captain Smith, was mortally wounded by an IED. His last words were, "Look after my men." I never knew Captain Smith, but as a combat vet, knowing that his last words and thoughts were not for himself, but for his men, tells me what he was made of. He was the kind of man that I would follow into any fight and would trust with my back. He was the kind of man this country needs and relies on when the going gets tough. There's a phrase, one that stuck with me since the instant that I read it. So much so that I have it tattooed across the inside of my arm. All gave some, and some gave all. Anyone who's been in combat knows that this is what's eventually filled in on that blank check that each of us signed on the day we enlisted. For all those who have tasted combat, the sights, sounds, smells, and feel of battle will forever echo in our thoughts. The ones who are wounded will forever be reminded by the scars they bear. And for those like Captain Smith, who paid the ultimate price, there is a family forever left with an empty chair. Veterans Passport to Hope and Eagle's Nest Ranch are here for us in the local veteran community. They do great work. And that work only continues because of good people like you and your generous donations. I thank each and every one of you. To be receiving this award and recognition in honor of such a brave man is humbling and truly among the proudest moments of my life. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you, Chris.